wanted to do a little introduction, Stephanie. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie Van Huis. I started Train Like a Mama fairly recently. I have worked in the fitness industry for 5+ years, most recently as a personal trainer. And when I discovered I was pregnant, I decided to go ahead and get my prenatal, postnatal fitness certification and to work with moms almost exclusively. I mean, I work with everybody, but I, of course, have a special place in my heart for moms, expecting moms, moms to be, postpartum moms. And so when I had my son, that's what I decided to start venturing off and doing my own, virtual business where I am training expecting moms and postpartum moms out of my own home.
I feel like one of the reasons why I wanted to coordinate doing this Instagram Live with you is that there's just a real lack about supporting moms through this kind of postpartum period. Like, you have your 6-week checkup with your doctor after the baby's born, and then it's kind of like no one else checks on you. And yeah. I guess then it's up to the individual to really seek out the help that they need.
Absolutely. I mean, that was part of it for me, and just why I feel like there's this gap in women's health and especially postpartum health. And there's still so much more, I guess, research to be done or just awareness, to be had. So I really wanted to tap into that and use my expertise however possible, especially utilizing my newest certification and my passion for fitness. I figured, why not use what I've been doing for years and apply it to moms specifically and try to help.
I come from the design world. I have a master's degree, and my family background is in interior design. I've always kind of been in the design world. And here I am now wanting to focus on kids spaces, and I am really tailoring my services now to like moms and families and helping them create playrooms, nurseries. If you wanted to do a home gym, I could work with you on that as well. Hopefully we'll get into some good tips and tricks today. We'll get some workout with Stephanie. We'll understand great products. We'll talk about your home space, how to stay motivated, building a community. I'm excited.
So something that helps me a ton with staying consistent and actually working out postpartum, which I know it can be a challenge, is having a space that, just makes it work. I have my little House of Noah playmat that I'm absolutely obsessed with. Like, that was a game changer. Absolutely needed that one. I have my little workout kit. I've got a tall mirror, so that allows me to see what's going on. Baby swing. So this guy's,
Hi, Cole.
Good to go. I like to have him nearby. Sometimes when I'm working out, he's right next to me. Other times he's on his swing. So I have learned to work out while he's awake, which means, having a good space for him and myself. You are watching. I'm going to guide us through a little bit of breathing, a connection to our diaphragm and to our pelvic floor muscles, and then just a little bit of abdominal work. So go ahead and find a space of your own. I'll give you a minute here. You'll just want to have a space where you can be on your back with your knees bent. So you don't have to be very long. You take up a ton of room, just enough for you to, it could be a sofa, it could be the ground, it could be your bed, wherever you're watching. So go ahead and make your way to your back with your knees bent and your feet stamped on the floor. So you can be all the way down, supinated position. Good. Your arms can be long beside you. Yeah, and we're just going to breathe normally to start, because I want you to notice the difference between the way you breathe naturally, kind of like your go-to, between that and then 360-degree breathing, which is what we're going to move into in a second. So allow your breath to be normal for just a few rounds here. Go ahead and take an inhale through your nose, drawing in the breath, filling up the front, the back, and the sides of your ribs. Then exhale through your mouth like you're blowing out birthday candles. So it's not forceful, but it has a little, power to it. So breathing in through the nose, fill up. We tend to neglect the sides and the back of our lungs when we breathe. So try to also fill those up. Your belly will expand as well as you inhale. And then exhale, blow out those birthday candles, and notice how your belly draws in. Some doctors would recommend, Kegel exercises for postpartum patients. You can do Kegels, nothing wrong with them. They're a little bit controversial right now, but they're even more effective paired with this breathing. So your pelvic floor, the top of it, or your core canister, I should say, the top of it is your diaphragm, bottom of it is your pelvic floor, and they actually move together. So when you inhale, your diaphragm and your pelvic floor, they both descend, so they move down a little bit. When you exhale, they pull up and in. So your breath, if you do a Kegel exercise along with the breath, it's actually a lot more effective.
Okay.
So that's something you can do during pregnancy, during those later stages, or postpartum when you're trying to strengthen your pelvic floor. It's kind of like taking the regular Kegel and like kicking it up a notch. So that's where I would start you off, is with the breathing, because that's the kind of the foundation of everything. And then moving into our abdominal work, I would have you do probably a half dead bug, where you're tabletopping your legs, floating your feet up a little bit higher than knee height. Yep, knees are bent. And you can keep your head resting down, arms resting by your sides. And then go ahead and reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And make sure that your shoulder blades are connected to the ground. You're wide across your collarbones. Okay, on an inhale, we're going to float the right foot forward to straight. Yeah, so kind of straightening out that right leg. Bring it back in, and then straighten out the left leg. So your goal here is actually to keep your low back imprinted down into the ground. So I know it looks like an easy exercise, but if you're really focused on your spine, its positioning, it can actually become quite a challenge for your abdominals. So those gentle core exercises is where I start my postpartum clients.
There's so much that you can do just with your own body weight, no equipment required. You can ease your way into weights and cardio. We know as moms, it's just so much more convenient to try to incorporate it into the home space. You don't have to find the time to get childcare. You don't have to go drive somewhere. You don't have to pay extra cost to be in a gym environment. So really trying to make it work at home, I think, is ideal for most moms. I was taught during my certification to actually kind of like build up from where you were during pregnancy. So it goes backwards. It's like during pregnancy, you kind of taper off and you take away certain movements. You're not on your back as much. You're not in prone as much. And then same thing when you're postpartum, you slowly reintroduce those things. That's not necessarily communicated all the time when you go in for your 6-week checkup. I personally was told, okay, go ahead, you can go work out again. I do have friends who took that approach and went right back into working out and their intense workouts that they used to do. And they actually ended up seeing some issues, some complications from doing that. I love that in your offering, you do these one-on-one sessions, but you also group chat, try to create a sense of community around exercise, how people are doing, as young moms in this moment. And I think that's invaluable. I think community is so, so important. We were kind of talking about this earlier, but I think one of those factors that help with that intrinsic motivation is honestly the people around you, like the other moms or the other people you're around. Like if you see your friend doing a workout, then that inspires you. So that was a big part of it, was just trying to give moms not only like a outlet where they can ask questions if they're feeling lonely or just need someone to talk to, or just need support, but also like, I did a workout today, I went on a walk today, what are you guys doing? You were saying you wanted to offer maybe a little discount on your services. So that's exciting. Yeah, any program that I am offering, all of them I should say, I'll offer 20% off of any of them for today. Anyone who's viewed this, and I'll send you a special promo code. So make sure you're following along with us, myself, Trader Beck's Design, and then Train Like a Mama Please, and we will make sure that you get another little freebie, which are some recommendations for the products that we think are helpful to have on hand. Recent gift that I got from my husband was a kettlebell, a 10-pound kettlebell. I have been using this so much. What other equipment would you say is kind of on your shopping list?
Well, I definitely have kettlebells. My husband actually bought me a workout kit. I'll show what I have here. FitRx is the brand. For this one, you can lift up to 60 pounds at a time. It's fantastic for arms, upper body, core. I absolutely love, let's see, my yoga ball. This guy is awesome.
Amazing.
I love it for core work, postpartum especially. You can really get that feedback and just extra resistance.
For sure. And some of those resistance bands, that's been on my shopping list.
Yes, those are really great too. Those can add resistance to a dumbbell workout too. You can kind of like stack them on top of whatever you're doing, and it can really make a difference.
Stephanie, if people follow along on your Instagram, are they going to see some demonstrated workouts that they can like join if they're at home?
Absolutely. I, for one, post a lot of free workouts. So I like to just offer those for, again, my moms who are like, I only have 15 minutes. I only have 20 minutes. My baby's a short napper like mine. You can just literally do it really quickly, especially if you have a good space for it in your home. And then I host a lot of challenges too. So we're currently doing a cardio challenge. I have a group chat and I'm always sending them workouts that they can do. I like to interact with those who follow me rather than just, kind of put content out there and hope it does well. I like to get to know my followers.
So when it comes to home decor and setting up your home gym, I think we all are living very different lives in terms of what sort of physical space we have to work with, right? No harm, no foul if you just have a little corner to work with. Mm-hmm. And if you've got a big basement that could be turned into a gym, amazing. So there's just a few different approaches depending on your physical space. I would say as a designer, that's how we begin thinking about projects, is really always what are we working with? What do the people need and what's really possible in the physical footprint of the environment. Let's say you're working with your living room. You're going to need really good storage solutions. And I'm kind of pointing at this IKEA organizer, which, by the way, I got off of Facebook Marketplace for $35, which is a real steal.
Yeah.
I didn't have to put it together, which is sometimes the annoyance of IKEA furniture, is having to build it yourself. Obviously, having some good soft bins that you can stick in a corner with your yoga mat. I think that kind of goes without saying, right? Your balls, whatever. You need containers for those things. And there's such pretty containers out there. So definitely you're going to need storage solutions if you're in a small space. You're going to want to use vertical storage if you can. Also, it's good to keep in mind that there's a lot of foldable, collapsible equipment out there, like treadmills these days.
Even my workout kit that I mentioned that my husband got me, it literally collapses into a suitcase and you can just, tuck it off to the side. This guy I also love. It is not only cute, and actually fits the space really nicely. I think it was Target, but
yes,
you can throw all your workout stuff in there. And like you said, the height is a factor too. You want to be able to put a yoga mat in it.
Really loved what you said about having even the workout outfit clean and where to find it. These little things seem so obvious, but having the kettlebell tucked in the corner here where I can kind of see it in my daily activities, but it's out of the way. And knowing that I have, frankly, a cute outfit to wear, I hate to say that seems a little silly, but it makes you feel good.
It does. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
All of these things are so important. So I think just like we prep every aspect of our life, not that we need another thing to prep, but if you're able to do that, I think you're really setting yourself up for success to be more consistent.
I work with my clients oftentimes on barriers to exercise. If they find themselves kind of falling off routine, it's okay, what are your barriers? And sometimes, like you said, they can seem silly, but it can be I get backed up on laundry. I don't have workout clothes to wear, or my space gets really messy and I don't even know where I'll do the workout, you know, and making those elements easier, it kind of takes away that just analysis paralysis, or it's like, okay, I want to work out, but I have 10 problems to solve first, right? It eliminates all that.
Okay, so coming back to the physical space, if you have a bigger environment, of course you can do things like a bike. Like I have a Peloton. I got that a number of years ago and have been able to maintain using it, which I'm really proud of. Having machines like that for cardio can be really helpful. Unfortunately, I think what a lot of us are up against in this postpartum period is just like burning calories, like less calorie intake, burning more, trying to quote unquote lose weight, right? Strength training is definitely like, I think, a part of it. Getting, you know, reacquainted with your body posture. We talked about that, you know, your core strength. And then I think though too, psychologically, a lot of us are thinking about, how do I look? How do I feel in my clothes?
As I was talking about, I like to poll my audience, my following, and just check in, like, what do you guys need the most help with? And what I hear a lot is core. That tends to be like number one. I need help with core. And then of course the cardio, the strength training, that's just, we know we need it, right?
Just to quickly kind of finish this portion out about home decor in terms of fitness and wellness at your house, I would say creating a stylish and functional environment, that's so important. You really want to enjoy being in the space. So you should put some artwork up that you love. You should have colors that you enjoy. Maybe it's relaxing, maybe they're vibrant to be energizing.
Plants.
Lighting, mirrors. I have to tell you, mirrors, again, such a simple thing, but so important, I think, to, you know, to see yourself, frankly, right? I think it's good to be able to like watch your movements in the mirror, right?
Absolutely.
To see your posture.
My mirror is a must-have.
And something, Stephanie, I saw you post about recently was using existing furniture. Like I think you have your couch as an example, but I use this bench too for dips.
It's perfect. I mean, there's that actually, I could take that back to COVID days. I remember using my couch for all sorts of exercises. And I think at one point I was using a skateboard. I was doing like lateral slider lunges with a skateboard. Like there's so much around your house that you can use and save money and not have to buy, you know, the slider on Amazon. It's not like it's a very expensive item, but you know, you can use towels, you can use pillows. If your couch isn't high enough to do a reverse hyper, you can, you know, plop yourself on a pillow. So much you can do.
Yeah. My last 2 points are about shopping smart. Like, for example, me getting this off of Facebook Marketplace. There are also Black Friday sales, you know, these online annual events that happen where you could really kind of focus in on your wish list and then find something, you know, at a discount. But definitely look on places like Facebook Marketplace. That just seems to be my go-to right now. People will kind of go through workout cycles and then just decide like, you know, I'm not using this weight bench anymore, and here I'm going to offer it for $40. You know, it could be a really great piece of equipment at a discounted price.
It's amazing how you can get one more piece of equipment and that opens up a realm of possibilities. You're like, I can do 15 more exercises now.
So we talked about the importance of not only being able to know who our resources are, you know, maybe like yourself, Stephanie, and others, but also staying consistent, having that community. That is so key. So looking for certified professionals, you had brought that up. I think that's so important. And then finding probably people too that offer not only services like the workout, but some sort of environment that can support you like on this journey.
Yeah, I think certs are huge. I know it's hard on Instagram. It's not like we all display our certifications and our LinkedIn, like, you know, on our page, but I have found there's so much information out there. So when I pick and choose which ones to listen to, follow, take advice from, I'm always looking for those certs.
And when I was pregnant, I started taking some prenatal yoga classes. And the particular organization that offered the prenatal yoga also offered, postnatal mommy and me yoga. So that was great to be able to transition with a community through the birth, from before baby to after baby. And I have found that that is a community that I really rely on here locally. That would definitely be something I would recommend for moms when it comes to fitness, is that getting out of the house is important. So get your workouts in at home when you can. Try to build some consistency around that, and support that effort through a home space that you've designed with intention. But also maybe find like a group too in your local community that you can go engage with in person.
That's something I'm working on too here in Orange County. So trying to get outdoor workouts to become a thing, mom meetups, things like that. So stay tuned for that. It's coming.
Okay, thanks Stephanie so much. We're wishing everyone a great day, and hopefully we'll do more of these.
Thanks for tuning in.